Hello, Algebra 2 students. This video is to talk about what is happening during week 1. So let's look at the PACE chart, and just a quick note for an in-depth tour of the PACE chart. Please watch the PACE chart video, and that will give you an excellent indication as to what a typical week looks like. But week 1 is not a typical week. Week 1, this year we're calling it a long week because we are starting on September 1st, but September 1st is a Thursday, and so we're going to go Thursday, Friday, and then the following week, right, here's this Thursday, Friday, and the following week, Monday is Labor Day, so this is the 6th through the 9th is Tuesday through Friday. So even though it's 2 calendar weeks, we are calling that week 1 in terms of progressing through the course. So these are the things that I would like you to do during this time. During the Thursday and Friday, September 1st and 2nd, I would like you to complete this activity, Introduction to Your Classmates, and for a detailed information about what this activity is, you can click on that hyperlink and go through the instructions on the Google document, and that will help introduce you to the class, as I have introduced myself to the class. And then during week 2, during our first live session, we'll go over your contributions to that activity. I would also like, in these first 2 days, I would like you to view the Getting Started video, how I use the PACE chart video, and then you are viewing right now the Practice Assessment Week 1 video. So go and view those 3 videos. After Labor Day, during the second portion of week 1, I would like you to complete these 2 tasks. Now, this video that we're watching right now is really task 1. So after you've watched this video, you should be able to go and complete task 1 right away if you want to. Just a general comment that you don't have to wait till September 6th through September 9th to do these tasks, but I would like them done by the end of the day on September 9th. You can work ahead if you would like to. Okay, so let's go ahead then and talk about week 1. So the first task we're doing in week 1 is you're going through and watching these videos. That's kind of what it says here in these instructions. And then we're going to work on our first practice assessment for week 1. So our first practice assessment, let's go back into the course here. We're going to navigate into the lesson folder. And we're going to go into the week 1 orientation week activities folder. And just like every other weekly folder, the first thing you see is the PACE chart embedded. It's a live PACE chart, so you can use it right from that window. And here are the practice assessment, which is this assessment right here, and then the inserting work assessment, which is this task right here, step 2 of that task right there. So going into the practice assessment, now the week 1 is a little bit different. You see all of the assessments right up front right away. In the other weeks, you will only see the practice until your practice is successfully completed, and then you will see assessments. And for more information on that, you can go into how do I use the PACE chart video to get the information for that. So let's talk about the practice assessment. So we're going to go into the practice assessment, and we're going to go ahead and begin. And this has multiple attempts as well. And we're going to go ahead and begin this assessment. So the instructions box says leave description empty. The assessment contains 4 multiple choice questions relating to our math class. You may have time to explore the buttons, but this will help you become more comfortable around moving around the course. And you must answer all 4 correctly to earn a satisfactory grade. So let's take a look at the questions. I think they're pretty logical questions. First question is, in what ways can you contact your math teacher if you have a question. And please pick all that apply. So in this type of question, notice we might have more than one right answer. Right? And we know that if we just kind of a little heads up here, notice how these are square boxes. And notice how these are round circles in question 2. So question 1 is multiple answers can be selected, and question 2 is not. There's only one correct answer. Question 2 is a traditional multiple choice question. So question 1, what ways can you contact your teacher if you have a question? Can we email the teacher? Absolutely. Seems pretty logical. Can we call them? You bet. We can find both email and phone information in Blackboard under the staff information, and there's all that information. Can I go to their house? That's probably not going to be too helpful. First of all, I'm at work all day long, and second of all, you're probably scattered all over the state, so that doesn't seem too logical. You can't contact your teacher at all. That's illegal. That seems really ridiculous. 2, I'm going to leave that one blank. Attend the live session to ask your question. That sounds like a great idea as well. You can ask me face to face. That's about as close to face as we'd probably get in a typical week. Okay, so you notice it saves automatically. I can click that again to save it just in case I wasn't convinced it was saved. Okay, moving on to question 2, which is a multiple choice question. It says, what is one of the days and times of your live session for this math class? And hint, it says, look at the eSessions button or the place chart. So where can we find this information? Well, we can find it in the eSession button, or we can find it in the pace chart. I'll just look at the pace chart here. Our live sessions are Tuesdays from 12 to 1. So that's when our live session is. So I'm going to go back to the test. Tuesdays from 12 to 1. There we go. Okay. I'm going to save that answer. Okay, question 3. What should I do before attending the live e-session? So the live e-session, that Tuesday session, looking at the pace chart again, notice attending the session is step 2. So if we have a 5-step process here, we probably should do step 1 before doing step 2, right? So if the e-session is step 2, step 1 is watch the lesson tutorials and take notes. If you feel like you need to jot something down, right? We remember things better when we take notes. So I really want you to view this lesson tutorial. It's going to give you a synopsis of the content, and that will make step 2, going through the problems, applying the content, that'll make much more sense. So watching TV doesn't seem to make sense. Again, that we can have multiple right answers here. Let's see if we need more than one though. Watch the recorded session tutorial in step 1. That seems like a really good idea, right? Doing step 1 before step 2. We could wing it and show up unprepared. Probably won't work out too well for you. Ignore the main lesson recording. Probably won't work out too well either. I'm going to go ahead and save that answer. I'm good with just the one response. And then the last question. It's time to go to our class. Which button will take you to your e-session, your live class? So going back here, we have all these buttons here. Announcements, e-session button, my grades, pace chart. Hopefully this is a little leading you to believe that is that e-session button. That'll definitely get you directly to the live class. And we'll save that, okay? And so we click, now that we've saved, I'll just save all answers one more time just because, why not? And we save and submit, and let's see how we did on our first practice. So we've submitted it, took us 4 minutes. Click OK to see results. So I clicked OK. Looks like I got 4 out of 4 points correct. So I am good to go. And so if I look in my grades now, I should be able to see that I took the week 1 practice and I got an advanced grade on it, which means I got a perfect score. And I am good to go for the practice assessment for week 1. So the last thing I need to do then, going back to my week 1 folder, and this is the one thing I really can't do, this is what you're going to have to really do on your own, is the inserting work practice assessment. So this assessment is going to take you through a couple of ways in which you can insert your work. And these aren't the only ways that you can insert the work. I'm going to cancel out of it. But these are 2 ways that this can be done. And so you're just going to go ahead and view that, look at that assessment, and in order to take that assessment, you can click here and look at these resources on how to insert work, and look at that video, and that will help you with the assessment. And once you are done with that, going back to the pace chart here, now I'm working in the pace chart that's embedded in the week. But once we get done with that, then you've completed all of the tasks for week 1. And at that point, you can decide whether or not you want to work ahead to week 2. When we meet week 2 on Tuesday, I would have expected you to at least watch the lesson video tutorial, and so that you know a little bit about the topics we'll be discussing in that live session.